Hello. How are you? Welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. We're going to get started in just a couple of moments. First, do me a favor if you would, please. If you're watching the video stream, check in right now. Who are you? Where are you a deplorable from? I want to hear from you. I want to say your name. I want to give you a shout out. I want to pass on just a little bit of love. Do that right now if you would, please. Coming up, the Democrats have a new message, and I want to know from you, do you think this might work? See, everybody else in the media is reactive. I'm proactive, and I'm trying to point out to you things and trends in the media and in the Democrat and the Republican parties, things that they should be doing, things that they're not doing. Linda's checking in. Hey, Cousin Brad is here. How you doing, cuz? Debbie is in Huntsville, Alabama. Joe's here. Linda is a deplorable from Erie, PA. Joe is a deplorable from Lafayette, Louisiana. Lori's checking in. Hey, Lori, how are you? Jamie is in Lake Havasu, Arizona. I was there last week. Luke is watching from Minnesota. Leonardo says, no way. Diane is in Beaverton, Michigan. Debbie is a deplorable from Texas. Randy checking in, saying hello, good evening. West Helena, Arkansas, that's where Larry is. Haas is saying happy Monday. Donna, good evening. Hello, how are you? Randy's checking in from Lawton, Oklahoma. Johnny checking in. And Joseph. And we'll say hi to some more folks as we come in. Joe says, Democrats always have a message until we show them that they're liars. Mary wants to know, am I doing anything special for 4th of July? No. I wish I was. Nothing special. Okay, the Democrat Party is good at one thing. They are good at coming up with emotional messages that generally don't mean much, but fool enough people into voting for them. Okay? Republicans are bad at good messaging. Republicans tend to want to make the messaging based on facts and figures. Democrats want to make the messaging based on emotion. Emotion usually wins out. The problem with the Democrat Party is that they don't usually follow it up. Now, lately, all they've had is we hate Trump. Trump is the devil. Republicans are Nazis. You know, all those things that are just hate-filled. And the question is, can they get over it? Because they can't win an election that way. The American people are, I've been saying this for months now, the American people are generally fair. And the Democrat-Republican thing pisses most people off. And while they may not love Donald Trump, they know deep in their heart that what the Democrat Party is suggesting, impeachment, the Russia thing, all these things, they know deep in their heart, while they may not know everything about the issues, they know there's something wrong with this. And as the Mueller investigation continues to come up with nothing, they're starting to go, I don't hate Trump as much as the Democrats keep telling me to. He's doing stuff. Right? So let's take a look at Chuck Schumer. He was on TV on CNN, and it appears he's got new messaging for the Democrats. Let's check it out here in the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
In 2016, maybe there was too much emphasis just on negative Trump, and people lost that. We are getting it back.
How?
We are talking about things that matter, as I told you, health care, infrastructure, taxes. We're talking to rural people about rural broadband. 1/3 of all rural homes don't have broadband. You can't get Netflix. You can't do schoolwork. You can't get small businesses to come. Franklin Roosevelt, 1930s, he said every American home should get electricity, even the rural homes. It's hard to reach them because it's a necessity. We're saying the same thing about broadband. Very popular in rural areas. We're talking about job training so we can prepare people for jobs. We are focused like a laser on the middle class and people want to get there. And as we get closer and closer to the campaigns, as these issues get crystallized, it's going to help us dramatically. We can't just be anti-Trump, and people sort of know what Trump is. He makes the anti-Trump argument himself. to the majority of Americans. We have to be for a lot of good, positive things. And again, we have done some of those, and we're going to do more of them, so that the middle class people who are the Democratic Party know not only we care about them, and my prediction, we will work with the Republicans, and if we get the majority, it's going to start happening.
Okay. So that's the first I've heard of any Democrat talk about any of that stuff. Now look at this. This was Howard Schultz, the outgoing Starbucks chairman. There's starting to be a message coming from the Democrat Party. Watch this one. This one, again, very fascinating. Watch this.
It concerns me that so many voices within the Democratic Party are going so far to the left. And I ask myself, how are we going to pay for all these things in terms of things like single payer, or people espousing the fact that the government is going to give everyone a job? I don't think that's realistic.
All right, now, Bernie Sanders isn't going to like the spirit of that statement, but what do you think of the lineup of a Schultz as kind of the left's Trump to go up against him, businessman versus businessman?
Chris, I honestly do not know Mr. Schultz at all. All that I can say...
What do you think of the comment?
Is I think his comment is dead wrong. I think you have a guy who thinks that the United States apparently should remain the only major country on earth not to guarantee health care to all people.
Okay. So now we have a war in the Democrat Party. You're watching it right now. And this is going to be a war to the death. They are afraid that that woman in the Bronx, that she was the big Bernie supporter, they are afraid that she's going to that those kind of people continue to win the primaries. If they do, the Democrat Party is done. Okay? The Starbucks guy, while I don't agree with him, he's certainly a lot more aligned with the American people than Bernie Sanders is. Well, we need to have universal education, universal health care for everybody, just like every other country. You mean every other country that's going broke? Every other country that's coming here? We've got so many people trying to come into our country. We have to put up walls. Now, the Democrats don't want to do that either. What we have a problem with is the Democrat Party is in a dreamland. The question is, are they going to snap out of it in time to help themselves? And I'm not sure. Here's the direction on the other side of the Democrat Party. This is the Bernie Sanders commie socialist wing. They were out marching over the weekend, and take a look at their message, because their message is pretty scary for average Americans.
Get out of here! Get out of here! Get out of here!
Go! We aren't playing games! Fuck off! Go home! Straight piece of shit, get the fuck out! Get the fuck out! Brian is not for you! Go! Get the fuck out, Joe!
Why are you wearing a mask? Talk to me normally.
Oh, I don't want to talk to you. Yeah, watch out for him. Seriously. You need to go the fuck home. Hear me?
Can you take off the mask and talk to me like a normal person?
Go kill yourself. Fuck out. Go kill yourself. Go kill yourself.
Go kill yourself. Now, the difference here is, and this has been coming for a little while, and a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, Rusty, you're making this up. Oh, it's not true. Oh, why are you I'm not. The next step in the queer, the LGBTQ, whatever it is now being straight is somehow wrong. And that's basically what their message was. Get out of here, you straight blank. I don't even know how to react to it, to be honest. They have now gone so far away from reality into this whole pretending of the sexuality and that you can change your sex, and pretending that their feelings mean more than reality, and pretending that their loins are more important than having children to further our species. It's part of it is that they've had it so easy in life that the only thing left to feel victimized by is their loins. What do you think about that? Let's see your comments here. Max says the Democrats have gone off the deep end. There's no hope for them. And here's the thing. I don't believe that on all of them. There are a lot of good people, a lot of friends of mine, a lot of friends of yours that are good, hardworking, honest Americans who happen to vote Democrat. Part of it is because I believe they've been fooled. And part of it it's because, hey, well, my dad voted Democrat and I'm part of the union, or my grandpa voted Democrat. And a lot of it, I don't think they really have seen how far their party has been hijacked by those leading the movement. Virginia says, peace and civility, my lord. Go kill yourself, my lord. Oh, my goodness. Phoebe says, they're unhinged. I love it. Their actions are their demise. We don't have to say or do a thing. Joanne says, Chuck, you're antiquated. What a message. Netflix, broadband, are you serious? You make me want to up, Chuck. Go home. Now, I don't know how many homes in rural areas don't have broadband. I know it would be frustrating. I've lived in areas where broadband is difficult. I remember when high-speed internet was coming in and we couldn't get it, so I had to get it satellite. I don't know if that's even available anymore. But 30% sounds awful high. And then the other question is how much is that going to cost? I don't know. Patty says, what is the new Democrat message? I'm getting no sound. Are you getting sound, everybody? I think everybody's getting sound, Patty. Sorry. Joe says, if we don't build up a wall, our country will become just as bad as the countries they're fleeing from. Tamara says, if you're not ashamed, why are you covering your faces? Vicky says, no, I'm not killing myself nor voting for your hate. Gordon says, they're just saying what the people want to hear, then do what they want after elected. They do it all. Dems just a little bit more. That's my point in all of this. I'm not saying what the Democrats are saying in their messaging is real. I'm just saying you've just heard the first salvo of what the mainstream Democrat message is going to be. The battle now. The battle is on one side, the Chuck Schumer side, we've gone too far. On the other side, they don't think they've gone far enough. Maxine Waters wants to impeach Trump, wants to make sure that anybody that's ever worked with Trump can't get into a restaurant. Antifa's out there. That's even further. Antifa's out there, and they're wanting to kill all the Nazis, which I don't know one Nazi. I never met a Nazi. But supposedly, because I supported Trump, I'm a Nazi, according to them. This is how insane it is. Gary says, OMG. In America, with a population 65% over 50 with values, morals, hardworking, and intelligence, no, this will lose the Democrats twice as many votes as they will gain. It is not a smart message at all. Gary, you're correct. Let's take a look back. The last time Democrats went this far, this would have been back in the late 60s, early 70s. This is when they lost. Johnson had to resign. Then they put up an ultra-leftist presidential candidate against Nixon, who everybody hated, they said. And Nixon won in a dang landslide. He won twice. So you can say, well, America has changed since then, and we have in a lot of ways. But the left has gone further than they even imagined even back then. I was watching a thing today. It's kind of a cute thing from Glamour magazine. It's a video. It's on Facebook. I don't have it in here. But they get celebrities, and they put celebrities in front of a computer, and then they bring up YouTube videos of regular folks singing the celebrity songs. It's actually kind of cute. It's cool. It's kind of cool to see how the celebrity reacts to, how the musician reacts to the different kind of versions that people do. And they're doing a very good job of picking good ones. And I saw Pink react to one. She was great. And Katy Perry. Now, I love Katy Perry. I do. I don't like her politics, but I love Katy Perry. Always have. I think she's pretty when she doesn't have makeup on. I think she's funny when she tells the punchline wrong. And she knows I get her. So she'll let her walls come down. Anyway, so somebody sang the song I Kissed a Girl. And she said, I wrote that 10 years ago, and things have changed so much that I would have changed some of the lyrics today. Basically what she was saying was her song I Kissed a Girl didn't go far enough for today's audiences. In only 10 years. I mean, think about how far to the left under Obama we went. Bruce Jenner. Okay. For those of you who are in your under 50s, you probably don't know Bruce Jenner other than the guy that was on the Kardashians or the guy that's now a woman. Okay? If you are over 50, you remember the cool Bruce Jenner. Okay, I'm going to talk about the cool Bruce Jenner just for a second, and then I'm going to get to your comments. 1976 was, in my opinion, maybe the greatest year of my life in America. It was the bicentennial, 200 years of America, and everything was building up to July 4th, 1976. Everywhere there was flags, and everywhere us kids, I was in 5th grade, and it was all about patriotism, and it was all about America, and it was all about learning history. They had this thing called the Freedom Train, where this train had American historical documents and antiques, and it went through the country. It was just awesome, okay? And that year was also a Olympics year. And there is a summer Olympic sport called the decathlon. It's eight events. And they've said for a long time that whoever wins it's the greatest athlete in the world. And this guy, Bruce Jenner, wins the decathlon. And the last event is a running one. I can't remember if it was the 440 or if it was a marathon. And the videos, I should pull one up, but I'm not going to right now. He wins the race, and he's winning the race. You know he's going to win the gold, and the people behind him, their bodies are giving out because they've gone for the past few days, and they've given it all, and they can't keep up with this Bruce Jenner guy. And he finally wins. He crosses that finish line, and what happens is people are crumbling behind him. Somebody runs up to this guy and gives him a little American flag. And he runs another lap. That's how badass Bruce Jenner was. Okay? Bruce Jenner was America, and he made us all feel great to be Americans. And now he's a woman? See, this is what I have a tough time with. And Bruce Jenner is a personal friend of mine. All right. Let's go back to some of your comments. Mike says the Democrats are openly admitting to treason. Sandra says, I think the protesters should pay $50 a week out of their pockets house to feed the illegals and their families. Then we'll see how long they feel this way. Kara says, Katy Perry was actually better than I thought she'd be on American Idol this season. Carolyn says, broadband is available everywhere. It's expensive in some states, but it's available. I worked and upgraded many cell sites in West Virginia to make it available to everyone. Thank you, Carolyn. Dennis says, with all of the young protesters making money from protesting, they have no idea what a real job is. Imagine them in 20 years on federal assistance because they need their safe space. But see, it's not just that. We have a generation of politicians that are starting to suggest that we have a constitutional guaranteed salary. And as scary as it sounds, I've been talking about this for a while. How many jobs are being taken away by technology? Oh, well, we'll just adapt. It's hard to adapt when things that used to be able to be done with labor, truck driving, working in a warehouse, they're being taken over. Autonomous cars. Could something come up? Yes. Have we been through this before? Yes, but we've never been through it before where most jobs can be gone. Oh. Sean says, my son is a millennial and he's a Republican. Good. Gaylin says, my daughter was raised in a Republican household. She went to college, came out a Democrat. I hate it. It's true. Phoebe said, I saw liberals say they want to vote Jay-Z and Beyonce. I say go for it. I think you should write their names in to let others hear your voice. You see where I'm going with this. Please write in anyone you think should represent y'all. Don't worry about what the ballot has to offer. Watch how many will. What is read was sad. Arlie says, it doesn't matter what comes of the insanity of the left. Our country will need many years to repair the damage done by violent leftists. We are a resilient nation, and we are a resilient people. That I have faith in. We saw it happen in the 50s and 60s. Heck, we saw it in the Civil War. What I'm concerned about is that there is a growing population that thinks that going and fighting each other outside the arena of ideas and taking that to the streets and to violence. These are the pacifists, by the way. They continue to want to go to violence, and that's what scares me. Mary says, I have no idea why you were so rude. I never did anything to you. I simply asked you about your fourth. Oh, I'm sorry. Mary, I didn't mean to be... No, I was making fun of myself that I have anything to do on the 4th. That wasn't on you. I'm sorry if it came off that way. I appreciate you asking. No, I have no plans. I'm a single guy. My oldest daughter is married and moved away. My youngest daughter is 17, so that means I get to see her once every 2 or 3 days when she's not staying overnight at a friend's. So the idea of hanging out on 4th of July with Dad doesn't seem like a thing that's probably going to happen with my daughter. She's going to want to hang out with her friends. And I don't know a lot of people in my area. So, no, that wasn't on you, Mary. That was on me. Okay? Dennis says, it's really hard to understand how liberals can't see the damage that Obama did to America. He set us back literally hundreds of years in race relations. Todd says, broadband is not available everywhere in Michigan. Tamara remembers the Freedom Train. I remember the Wizard of Oz costumes. Yeah, that was cool. Rolly's there, in Orange County, New York. Good to see you. Jill says, my 7-year-old granddaughter knows about the Revolutionary War, could sing the national anthem, loves the flag, praying she stays that way. Yeah. The internet is a luxury, says Kara. Jen wants to know, what are we all going to do when robots take our jobs? I am very concerned about that. My old friend John is there from Gold Canyon, Arizona. Keep your powder dry, Patriots. Thank you, John. Good to see you. All right, I'll read some more of your... Bell says, Rusty, 17, you need to see her more than every 2 or 3 days. I agree. It's summertime. And so in the summertime, there's no school. She's working. She's got her friends, and she goes from, they all switch houses and do overnights. It's just a thing. Diane says you still need more volume. Here, let me pump it up a little bit more there. Hopefully that helps a little bit, Diane. Let's see. A lack of respect over political differences has gone too far. They're saying, what's this story? Let's watch this on Fox Business.
Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders was refused service at a restaurant in Virginia. This is just the latest in a string of Trump officials being harassed. And it's being encouraged. It's being encouraged by the left right now. Somehow it's okay to go after Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who's just trying to go to work every day and do her job. To be a mother, to be a working mom, to go and try and eat with your family and get thrown out in such an unceremonious way because the left has no tolerance for diversity of thought, for diversity of opinion on policy right now, that is wrong. Democratic Congresswoman Maxine Waters, she's out there inciting this. She's calling for Americans to confront any member of Trump's cabinet. Watch this.
If you see anybody from that cabinet in a restaurant, in a department store, at a gasoline station, you get out and you create a crowd. And you push back on them. And you tell them they're not welcome.
It's coming days after Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen from DHS was shouted out while out to dinner. Do we have the sound on this? You should hear it.
Not in D.C., not in the U.S., not in D.C., not in the U.S., not in
So she was shouted out while at a restaurant, a Mexican restaurant there, where they went after her, a group of people, a mob. And now DHS is warning employees to take extra precautions in public. Like, don't wear your badge. Don't let anybody know where you work. Is that really what we have come to? Where if somebody thinks differently than you will try and shut them down by going after them verbally, harassing them, scaring them maybe? I mean, when you hear that many people yelling at Kirstjen Nielsen, who's just trying to eat dinner, or you think about Sarah Huckabee Sanders, who's out with her family trying to enjoy a meal, and you have people telling you you can't be there because of who you work for or what you believe, that's what we've come to? It seems to me that in an honest world, in the United States of America that I know, we should welcome all thought.
And she's exactly right. And it is disgusting and a shame that we've lost that. I guess that's why you need certain books. I could suggest one for 4th of July. How about 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends, written by yours truly. This is a book that if you are tired of being in social situations, if you're tired of being ambushed by liberals who just won't let it go, well, how do you go to important family functions? How do you prepare for the onslaught of jabs and jokes and insults based on your deeply held political beliefs? Well, I tell you how to do it in this small, short, but powerful book, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends. It is available in paperback. It's also available Kindle. Download this thing right now. Get ready for 4th of July. Just get a couple of ideas. Just skim through it. You'll get a couple of things that will get you ready. Or you can, on your way to wherever you're going, download the book on Audible. I read it to you. It's good. So do yourself a favor, get 7 ways to win political debates to your liberal family and friends. Still keep them as family and friends, written by Rusty Humphries, and I think you will like it. Heck, Stacey Dash likes it. What does she say? I've been in more political debates than I care to remember, and I really wish I had this book a few years ago. I worked with Rusty Humphries, and I think he's incredible. I love him. Rusty Humphries is awesome, says Stacey Dash. That's another good one. Ben Shapiro, everybody's favorite debaterer. What does he say? Rusty Humphries' new book is a textbook on debating the left. Read it. Oh, what does it say? It says, read it now and become a better fighter for the cause. Amen, brother. Amen. The other thing I really wish you would do, and I'll get back to your comments in just a second. I've been telling you how important it is to support our sponsors. I am not getting rich doing this program. I'm here every day as a... Is Stacey Dash single, Rusty? She loves you. Believe me, Rolly, I worked on that one. Oh, there's another one. Let's see here. Who was it? Oh, Harriet asks, where are you? You want to go out with my daughter? Well, Harriet, I live in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's see. So yeah, Harriet, if your daughter's near Phoenix, Arizona, and she's awesome, sure, I'm looking for somebody awesome. Yay, hello, Jim. Bill says, half the people on my friends list have blocked me. Jerry says, investors are overappreciated. In fact, when investors are not making money from every angle, they blame it on socialism, a single-payer health care. What? It would absolutely... Okay. Jerry says, single-payer health care system is what is needed. It would absolutely promote job security. If it were affordable for corporations to have benefits for employee job security, would be possible. The only reason they want to privatize the Veterans Administration is so they can make profits that would hurt the VA, stop trying to privatize, and quit lying about socialism. Okay, Jerry, tell me a country where socialism has worked, and one that is nearly our size. Now, even in places like Sweden, they're starting to have some problems. Canada's having financial difficulties. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. So please show me where it works, and then we can talk about it. Conservative baboons. Oh, no. Jerry, you got me. Jerry taught us a lesson. So, Jerry, do you think that... I'm talking to you for a second, Jerry. Do you think that Trump's America is like an evil place and that we're sending people off to concentration camps? Is that what you're thinking? I mean, how many times have you heard Antifa and people on the left call conservative Nazis? Oh, Trump's going to kill gay people. It's like Nazi Germany. Really? Let's hear from a guy who was in a concentration camp and let him explain how close Trump's America is to Nazi Germany.
Listen to me. I went through it. Please. This is not a concentration camp. They're free. I looked up over there and I said to myself, all the mattresses and everything, food. I said, if at that time I would think it's a country club. So live the best you can. It's still America, still the best country. If you don't believe it, then leave the country. My name is David Tuck. I was born in Poland. In our town, we only had about 18 Jewish families. First, the Nazis gave us the yellow armbands on the left arm. Then they gave us a Star of David, one in the front, one in the back. If you walked in the street on the same sidewalk the assessment walked. If you didn't step down, they will kill you. If I had any piece of bread at night with me, somebody know about it, they will steal it from me.
Oh, oops, they got a little commercial in there. I guess we'll be there. We'll wait for the commercial.
Everybody was for himself. Survival. There were times at night when I used to go sleep, I said, please God, let me see the light the next day. Many times.
Holocaust survivors in 1938, David and his family were deported to a Jewish ghetto. He spent the next 5 years.
A number. I still have it on my arm. If you wanted to, I showed it to you. I'm skin and bone already. The Americans were bombing all the roads, the railroad. No food was coming to the camp. I never forget, on May the 5th, there were more dead people in the camp in the barracks than living ones. When I saw the counts, I said, my God, now they're going to kill us. And he said to us, noontime, the Americans are going to come down the mountain and you're going to be free. I didn't believe it myself, I made it. I made a commitment. I never forget, never forgive what it did to me. But I don't live with hate.
To someone who thinks that America runs concentration camps on the border, can you give them a message as someone who experienced a concentration camp?
Grow up. You know how to spell, you know how to read, how to listen, do it. You can't compare it. Anytime I hear it, it's sickening.
What about the term people call President Donald Trump, people call other political opponents Nazis? What do you think about that?
Sickening. It's just plain sickening. I thought we smart at it. Everybody looks up to, everybody wants to come to America. I remember when I was a little boy, the first thing what I said to the American, I want to go to America. I want to get out. I want to live here. Sure, nothing is perfect in life. I came here, I had to go to work, I had a family. I'm not complaining, nothing, but I'm free. The freedom, yeah, if you don't take advantage for freedom, don't think about something else is going to be better. If you want to come to America, I did it, I waited, I came here. It's life. This politics it's unbelievable. You don't like the president, in 4 years you can take him out. Forget it. I listen to those politicians sometimes, I said, I wonder. They think that we're not even stupid, that's all. Don't worry, we're not going to hurt nobody. So people come in here, different kind of people come in, there's trouble, there's always trouble in the world. No, even the families, we don't like each other. So live the best you can. It's still America, it's still the best country. If you don't believe it, then leave the country.
Very well done, and very important message here on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. I want to know what you thought about that. Give me a quick comment. Share the video if you would, please. Let people know that we are out here every night, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West, although I think I'm going to take tomorrow and 4th of July off. We'll see about Thursday. People who have actually lived under socialist governments need to speak out loudly and proudly about the reality of socialism, that it's not the utopia that Bernie Sanders and his ilk are selling to today's youth. Very good. Randy says, God bless the survivor and patriot. Take heed, liberals. Calling immigrant facilities concentration camps is vulgar and moronic. Susan says, such a heart-rendering witness. Do me a favor. Do yourself a favor, would you please? Tonight's show is sponsored by the nice folks at Virtual Shield, the easiest to use and fastest virtual private network. Now, if you haven't been to Virtual Shield /Rusty to find out more, you're doing yourself a disservice. Every day we hear more stories about how your data is being stolen or misused. Another story about Facebook today. Virtual Shield can help protect you and your family. It's not very expensive, but it's very powerful and something that can help you and protect you. Find out more about it. Don't just take my word for it. Go to virtualshield.com/Rusty and see what Virtual Shield can do for you. Then use my name, Rusty, at checkout, and you'll get 20% off. Okay? So please go do this for yourself and your family. At this point, you cannot allow your data to be just out there anymore. Too many people want to use it and abuse it. I mean, just, take a look at this story that's coming out right now. The feds are probing Facebook statements. Zuckerberg testimony is now being eyed, and there's Google's little dirty secret. What is all of this? Let's take a quick look. Because I'm telling you, more and more of these stories are going to come out about what these social media giants are doing. Facebook's disclosure are under scrutiny as federal agencies join probe of the tech giant's role in sharing data with Cambridge Analytica. Now, I've been telling you this for a long time. The Cambridge Analytica story is the very tippy top of the iceberg. The big story is the destruction of conservative media and how many conservative outlets have been destroyed successfully over the past few months. Let's see here. What else is going on in the news? Oh, here's another thing I've been telling you about. I said this at least over a month ago, maybe 2, when the gas prices started to rise. And I said, Donald Trump's got to get ahead of this, and they've got to do some messaging about gas prices, or else the Democrats are going to be able to beat that over the Republicans' heads. And these gas prices have to come down before the midterms, or we're going to have a really, really hard time. And they've got to come down very soon. And everybody's, oh, you just are a Trump hater. I'm not Trump. It wasn't being a Trump hater. It is, I understand messaging, and I understand influence, and I understand persuasion techniques, and I understand how the media uses stories to brainwash the masses. And you can take a look. Another story on Drudge right now, and that is, can Trump counter soaring gas prices? So they're only about 2 months behind me. And so maybe those people that were attacking me over it, maybe you should back off. Let's see. The big story is the NSA database, says Bill. Maybe. I'm not sure about that because I don't really know how much of your information the NSA has. They have, you called somebody, they have for how long, but they don't have the conversation as far as we know. Let's see. Gary says he's absolutely right, Rusty. The food, shelter, medical care, and treatment these illegals have at the border would be cherished life for American veterans and families living in the streets, parks, and bridges. With little food, little shelter, little hope. Where are the liberals screaming about American homeless plight? Oh, Gary, believe me, that's going to be that story is going to happen right around the midterms. Why? Homeless stories only happen during Republican administrations. So with Trump out there, you will start seeing more and more homeless stories. There was no homeless stories under Obama, none. It's like there wasn't a homeless guy to be found. But I promise you, homeless stories will become a bigger deal as we get closer to the election, and it will be Trump's fault. Mark my words. John says $2.47 a gallon regular. John, you are living large. I don't know where you're living, but man, that's cheap. Bill, $7.25 a gallon in Northern Ontario, but that's Canada. Right now where I'm at, it's $3.09, $3.10. All right, so tomorrow, I don't think I'll have a show. I might check it if I can, but I don't think so. 4th of July, no. Thursday, yes, I'll probably be on. And next week, I'm traveling, so it's going to be a little bit, you kind of got to find me. I apologize for being less, consistent during the summertime, but it's just how life is. $2.79 in Charleston, West Virginia. That's awesome. All right, make sure you share this video, would you please? Would you also please support the nice folks at liberty1tv.com. Also, Virtual Shield, the easiest to use and fastest virtual private network. Again, use virtualshield.com/Rusty to find out more, and use Rusty as a promo code and get a discount. Okay? Sharon can't see or hear. I don't know what you're doing wrong, Sharon, but I'm here. That's it. I will see you probably on Thursday. May God bless you, and may God bless America. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.